Just a friendly reminder that the opinions expressed on this show are not worth a Canadian penny, so disregard anything you hear that might get anyone in trouble. And despite some of the great ideas you may hear, don't try them at home. Go to a friend's house instead.
It's time to get a gun. That's what I've been thinking. Well, I could afford one. And if I did just a little less drinking, time to put something between me and the sun. When the talking is over, it's time to get a gun.
Hello and welcome to Slamfire Radio. This is episode 621 for September 3rd. I'm your host, Adriel.
I am Cowtown Tony.
And that's all we've got for tonight. Just the two of us. So we'll just talk
BOA
about
squad.
We're just going to talk about BOA the whole time. So tough luck for all of you who don't like 3-gun, because that's what we're going to talk about pretty much the whole time. Maybe I'll start off with what we did in guns. I wasn't here last week, so I didn't do too much, though. I did a Maple Seed doubleheader 2 weekends ago. And did I talk about that? I don't think I talked about that, did I? No, not on air. Not on air, because I did the main topic and then I bounced. I had to, because last week I was like, I'm short on time these weeks with these extra long weekend shooting and other events. It's just like, yes,
You're having too much fun.
Even this week is kind of nuts because like Monday was off and like tomorrow I'm leaving, which means I had my Tuesday night, my Wednesday night Slamfire, and then Thursday I'm gone. So I had one night because I'm going to go camp out for BOA. I'm going to be helping to set up on Friday morning. Anywho, that's like, let me start with the start. So Maple Seed doubleheader. I think this is going to be one of our last events of the year. So one thing that we did for this one is try to requalify as many instructors as possible. So Maple Seed instructors are going to shoot like a Maple Seed qualifying target and make riflemen every year to show that we still got it.
What if you don't?
We strip you. We take your hat and your shirt. Get out of here. Take it right off.
Has it ever happened yet?
No, we give them another chance to do it again. Yeah,
wow.
They got more chances. But
I think I'm the only person that have qualified with a center fire bolt action, and I upgraded to a semi-auto 22, and I also have a focusable. I did not have a adjustable objective scope on the first round, and I qualified. Mm-hmm. The second time I have a bigger scope, adjustable, other things, and I did not. Well, it is a 22 because it did jam on
difference. It shouldn't. Okay, jamming will make a difference on you, but
I made too many shots, so I think I was on the edge of it. But anyway,
yeah. The objective shouldn't make too much. Like ultimately, it's the person shooting, not the gun, that's going to make the difference. But the things that make Maple Seed more challenging, a bolt action does make it more challenging for speed, and then for accuracy, iron sights will make it a lot more challenging. Or a red dot, that's quite a bit more challenging to shoot because the targets are small. Yeah, so had lots of fun for that. I ended up shooting we ended up shooting rapid MQTs, which is where you have to shoot it very quickly, and just shoot the whole thing top to bottom. I shot one with my semi-automatic, and I got a 239 points in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And then
max is 4, right?
Yeah, max is 4. Yeah, for the rapid. And then I shot my bolt action Norinco, cracked it out, and pulled a 244, which was good enough for one of those. I hadn't gotten one of those earned one.
Oh, elite.
Yeah, I hadn't earned one. We've had them for I think 2 years.
But I haven't. It's been a second.
Yeah, I haven't really bothered. I just didn't bother getting one. But I kind of want. I saw some. I was giving some away to some people. Like, man, I kind of want one of those now. So I wanted to shoot a 240 plus, and got it with the Norinco bolt action.
Why is the bolt action? Is it the accuracy that's...
No, if I would have taken a little bit more time with the semi-automatic, I would have done the same thing. But with the bolt action, I don't know. Well, the trigger on it's amazing. Like I've worked over the trigger, so it's quite good. The scope on it is better than all my semi-automatic. I have a Cabela's Covenant 7, which is not a name brand scope for sure.
4 to 16 first focal point adjustable.
No, the 416 is the Cabela's Covenant 4. The 7.
Oh,
here, just
naming scheme very weird.
Well, the 4's their cheap one. The 5's a little bit better than the 7's their best one. This one goes from 3 to 21. 3 to 21.
7 times. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's an odd.
Yeah. But I really like this scope. Feels really good. And the other thing I like about this bolt action is you can run the flush mount 5-round mags under it.
Uh-huh.
The bolt's very stiff. It's got a very stiff bolt on it, but that's by design.
I hate that.
You hate that? I like it because it makes me feel it's more accurate. It's tighter. Anyways, that was the Maple Seed doubleheader. So it was Saturday, Sunday. And then right after that, I had to pack up and get ready for motorbike camping. That was the last weekend. I just went out. It was motorbike camping and a little bit of hunting because the Monday was the grouse opener for that WMU. And we got some. We were motorbiking around for like 5 hours per day. Let's say like 4 to 5 hours per day.
Really?
And,
how much ground are you covering? Jesus. Quite a bit then.
Yeah. Saw no grouse. Not a one. And then, but I'm like, man, this looks too good. So let's just walk. And then we got 3.
Looks too good. Define that.
The habitat looked really good. So there's like high bush cranberries, and there's these low bush, like little red. I don't know what they're called, little crunchy guys. And I know the grouse really like them because often when I'm scanning them out, I find that in their crop, like they're eating those. So they like those, and they're everywhere. And the habitat, like there's a right amount of like bushiness and not bushiness, and old growth forest with like a lot of moss on the ground that's easy for them to fly through that kind of thing. So I'm like, man, there should be grouse around here. This looks really, really, really grousey around here. And yeah, they were there. They're just like, they were like, if you motorbike past, you just never see them. They weren't sitting really close to the road or flushing or anything like that. So
are you running still a 22 rifle this time around?
I had my folding shotgun, but my buddy brought his 22 and chose to use it because it was nice and quiet and didn't blow anyone's eardrums out. So yeah, I found a couple spruce, couple roughed grouse. Yeah.
Have you ever caught any males drumming on a log?
Oh, like seen them drumming on the log? Like I've heard them drumming and like lasered in and went to them and went and shot them. I've done that, but I don't know. Have I seen them drumming? Yeah, I've seen them drumming on a log. Yeah, now that I think about it, like I've been hunting grouse since I was like 13. So yeah, I've seen that.
Now I feel left out.
Well, you'll see it if you hunt them long enough. You'll see it, or even during deer season.
I'm just saying, I feel like I'm being left out because I'm waiting for hunting season and
but like this is a quite a drive for 3 grouse and true. 1 half day of hunting. But mostly it was a bunch of guys with dual sport motorbikes camping out there, and then during the day like riding out to a bunch of different places, going swimming in the river and that kind of thing. So it's a good time. I took lots of footage, so I'll probably put out a video that will be very different than my other videos because it'll have nothing to do with hunting or shooting or anything like that. All about motorbike camping.
What do you mean? It's hunting. I'm just using my mechanized horse riding around trying to find the animal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the first time. No, I've been out motorbike camping before. I haven't done this amount of like trail riding before on gravel roads and that kind of thing, and it was challenging. I've been riding for a long time, since 2007, I'll say, but not really a lot of dirt and gravel and that kind of thing. So it was a bit of a chore. My bike was a bit heavy, and I didn't really have like the best tires on it for this kind of thing. So I may have dumped it once, but yeah. Ooh. Like a somersault off of it, uncontrolled somersault off of it.
I'm the kind of not a fun person that if I were ever in that trip, I'll be driving the support vehicle, as in 4 wheels instead of 2.
We had a guy out there with a support vehicle, yeah. But yeah, it's a good time. And then I didn't mention last week, but I have a new RPAL gun that I've borrowed. It is a double action Smith and Wesson 617. So this is a.
Oh, look at the cylinder.
How many it's got in there?
It looks like a full frame gun, so you would think 6.
It's big and heavy. Yeah.
So you look at it, it's like 6 max. Yeah, maybe 8 because they have full frame A shooters. It's like,
like
12 or
10
or 10. Yeah,
it's got on there. I don't know. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, it's got 10 rounds of 22. It'll fit in there. It is big. It is heavy.
You can't look at it at that angle. You can't look at the muzzle. That ruins the whole aesthetics.
Yeah.
Nope.
Teeny tiny. Well, that's where all the weight is. It's got a big, heavy barrel, and
that's
there's
true.
A teeny, tiny little bore in there. But it's going to be really good as an RPAL gun because it's very simple to use. Stainless means it's not going to rust, and it was easy to take the firing pin out too.
Good.
It was a couple screws on the side plate comes out, pull the pin, firing pin comes out, put it all back together. Very easy.
I still feel like I'm not qualified enough as a gunsmith to deal with wheel guns yet. It's just like, or lever guns for that matters. Like there's a plate that comes. Like what is going on?
Yeah,
it seems like a lot.
But at the same time, it was easy enough. And one thing I didn't notice is that it actually has a Hillary hole on it. That
was like the deal with the devil from Swiss and Wesson, right?
Yeah, they've got a lock built into the gun. That's interesting.
And you don't have the key.
I'm never gonna use it. Probably somewhere in here.
That could be. Yeah. Well, this is not
never gonna use it because
that's not Canada legal, right? Is it?
It might be. It might be. You don't have to lock the trigger.
Right. I'm just thinking, does that count as the trigger lock?
Well, it's a key. It's a key lock built into the gun.
And prevents the action of the fire.
I don't know, but
Dr. Cherry Bryant, would you do an interpretation for us, please?
No, we don't need an interpretation. I'm pretty sure that would count because it's got a key that would go in there. Listeners, if you know one way or the other, let us know. But I'm pretty sure that the Hillary hole and the key in there would work. Anywho, I'm happy about that because the other DA revolver I have has been borrowed for a long time from another instructor, and he's due to get it back.
Oh, it's a circle of borrowing. It's great.
Yeah. What I've really been up to this week is BOA prep because, like I mentioned, I came back on Monday at 7 or 8, so I was beat. We started riding at 11, and so that was a long day on the road. Most of that was gravel road too.
Oh yeah, yeah,
a little bit of backtracking. It was all fun though. And then Tuesday I kind of relaxed and recuperated, and then today slam fire, and then tomorrow I leave. So I've been, like, even before the show here, I was doing some BOA prep and asking who needs what ammo and that kind of thing. I'm bringing some extra guns just in case, some backup guns, rifle, shotgun, and pistol. And then
what backup rifle are you gonna have? Jeez,
22.
You're just gonna change the vision mid game.
So
sure,
if I have
to,
to,
right into open.
I'm not gonna bring an SKS or something like that, and then switch over to the SKS pin. I guess I could.
Do you still have a Ruger wrench? No, you could bring bring LPC
in 300 blackout.
Well, change the barrel.
I'm out of time, man.
That's true.
Today.
Should have planned.
I could totally bring the 300 blackout. I have 200 rounds of ammo for it. I don't want to.
That becomes an expensive proposition. Well,
no, they're all reloads. It's those are, and the subsonics that I've got are very cheap, but I still don't want to.
You're gonna shoot subsonic like this into the sky. 402.
Yeah, those long range. Well, okay, so I've got some supersonic ones that I can make hits at 200 meters with very easily.
Oh, 200. Oh,
we're gonna be going out to, I think, what did they say, 350? What was the number there?
Tony's worst nightmare. Well, it's probably better than shooting 200 with a 22.
It says we'll be shooting out to 250 meters, which seems short.
That seems short. That seems BTSA approved ish.
Yeah. Maybe that's all we'll go. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll try to twist some arms and see if we can get a little bit longer. I want longer.
Who's the MD?
It's a rifle. I want to shoot to like 350 at least.
Because we have a
400.
big old bullet, we don't.
But well, you're shooting 223.
Yeah, it won't drop that much. I'm just saying you have a bigger bullet.
That's fine. It doesn't make a difference. You'll actually be more accurate than I will because I'm running irons with a 308
optics.
in Nork surplus ammo. You're going to be more accurate than I am.
You should just load some 308 with good bullets.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I got all that Nork stuff and I'm using it.
You gotta learn from the U.S. professional 3-gun stuff. Is you have your blaster ammo and you have your special clips.
I tried doing that, with my AR. I had like some 55 grain like blaster ammo, and then I ran some 65 or 70 grain like match stuff, and I didn't like that.
Your drop is different.
The drop is different, yeah. And a lot of the times, like, I don't know, during a stage, like shit would happen. There'd be some mayhem, and I'd be like, now I gotta run this mag and not this one, and it's extra mental load that I just didn't want. I just want one mag. I just shoot that stuff. It's good. It works, and I don't have to worry about it. And to be honest, the 55 grain stuff was accurate enough that I didn't feel that, even with a red dot, I didn't feel it necessary to go with anything heavier, even for a 400 meter shot. Cook 2 rounds off and just call it, right. Don't worry about it.
See, this is why I have tiny little windows in front of my eyes and you don't.
You've got better sun deflection though with yours.
Oh.
What other prep have I done? Okay, so I got ammo, and then a couple of friends of mine need some extra ammo, so I'm bringing some extra ammo. The extra guns I'm bringing are a Gersan MC312, but kitted out by Kyle.
Lunatic Tactical, Canada Limited.
Yep. I'm bringing a what's that Israeli Jericho? I'm bringing a Jericho for the pistol, backup pistol. It runs shadow mags, right? So I'm bringing.
You did bring the 1911 and its magazine, right?
It's already packed, and the magazines and the mag pouches are packed, and a holster in case yours doesn't work. Because again, this one's got a red dot on it, so we'll.
I'm pretty sure it'll work for that, but
probably. Trying to think. I gave the barrel a quick scrub on the 308. I didn't do anything to the shotgun. I didn't do anything to the 9mm because those are like proper competition guns, and they don't really need to be babied that much. It's mostly the rifle I'm worried about because it's.
What do you mean? It's an M1 Garand. Dunk it in oil.
I sprayed it down with some Ballistol.
That's the wrong type of oil. That's made in Germany. You don't want to do that. Well, it was Italian again, so
that'll work.
Probably fine.
Yeah, I don't feel like throwing some 5W30 or whatever the American approved oil is on that thing.
WD-40, yes.
WD-40. No, actually, it would be hops number 9. That would be the approved stuff on there, right?
I don't know what the crazy toxic military GI stuff was in World War II.
Well, on some of the canning surfaces, it would be grease. It wouldn't be oil, and I put some grease on there. It'll be fine. I like to make sure that my stuff works. I don't like losing matches because I didn't prep my gun or clean it. That's the worst. If I lose because I didn't shoot well, that's so be it. But if I lose because my gun didn't perform because I just didn't do some prep that I could have done, that feels terrible, and I don't like doing that. So I try not to.
Sounds like you need a maintenance crew.
No, just need to know the guns. Like my Shadow doesn't need the maintenance. It'll just run the shotgun. And every once in a while, it needs to be cleaned.
It will just run, he says. Oh.
Yeah, the Shadow will just run.
Okay.
Yeah. The 1911 needs to stay clean.
I know how to clean it. So that's all good.
Yeah, needs to stay clean. Think of my other pistols. The Glock definitely doesn't. The Jericho definitely doesn't. It just runs. I have a 1911 22. That thing needs to stay spotless. That thing's good for like 200 rounds of 22, and then it needs to be cleaned. And any more, and it starts to gum up. My SKS, man, you're having me doubt whether I should bring my 22 or the SKS for my rifle. Maybe I should bring both.
Just use the par. You'll be okay. You know how to pump a shotgun.
Oh, right.
Well,
yes, the PAR.
You're in limit. I have quick detach magnifiers. You're set. Perfect. Bring some more ammo. Done.
Bring some more ammo. 223.
Yep.
I got lots of that. What are you running in there? PMC, American Eagle.
PMC or
PMC?
some of my reloads. PMC adjacent.
PMC. That can right there. I got some PMC in that one. So I'll bring some just in case. Maybe
Just
a
in
mag.
case.
Maybe a couple of like double. Does it run the
Runs the dual-sided mags, cross mag? Yes.
Okay. Cross mags? Cool.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's easier. I'll bring both. I'll bring my 22 and I'll bring some mags and I don't know 100 rounds of 223.
Then you have to jump divisions. This you don't have to jump division.
Yeah. I was more just bringing. I'm not really bringing it for myself because I think the M1
That's
Grand
fair.
will run fine. I'm bringing it for other people who might need it. Might need a backup gun or something like that.
Do you know what Ronco's running at? Is he running your gun?
No.
Is he coming?
Yes.
Okay, good. I see he was in. I forgot Clip Unlimb or Limb. I forgot, but he was in Clip too. So
I'll text him here while you're talking about what you did in guns this week, and I'll ask him.
sounds good. Well, I shot 250 years worth of gun and without blowing myself up, which is pretty good. Which is
250
maybe
years.
yeah, maybe not the tactical thing to do. Well, 1938, 1933, 1944. So I think it's just a little bit over 250 years worth. 2 Carcanos, as I mentioned previously. I was not a fan of the clips.
You don't like the clips?
I'm really not a fan of the clips now.
Oh, I love the clips on the Carcano.
They are already, one of them is already kind of out of shape. So they're presenting the rounds way too tall.
Are those the brass ones or the steel ones?
These are the brass ones.
You can get the steel ones for cheap.
So I'm getting replacement clips, and I guess these are supposed to be consumables anyways. Second thing is the insertion force on them are insane on both of these guns, which is very odd. I have to jam both of my hands on it.
Oh, something's wrong.
Yeah, it won't lock in. So it could be these clips. Wait, see, retention very bad.
Something's wrong because the only thing you should be pressing against, the only thing that should be pressing is that spring right there. So it should be. Have you shot an M1 Grand before?
No, I've never got bitten yet.
I'm trying to think of what the comparable would be. Like it should just be
It won't lock in.
Push it in, and it should. Well, it won't lock in.
I have to press it very hard for it to catch the last millimeter, so I actually catch on it. It could just be a clip thing. If you run all steel clips, then it could be what it is.
Or so is it easy to push in most of the way, and then there's just the last part that's like, oh, I really got to get it in.
Yep, it's kind of like loading a AR clip all the way in there.
The latch is attached to this thing right here, right? And it's in there. I wonder if it's just too tight. What is too tight? I wonder if the cases are too big or it just doesn't like the clips.
Could be, but
what if those are 6.5 Carcano clips and you're shooting 6.5 Mannlicher Skoner? Do they have the same?
Those are both of these guns are surplus guns, so these are both 6.5 Carcanos. Only thing that's somewhat mismatched is these are PPU 264 bullets, which is a little odd because they're kind of the only people that makes 268 bullets. As time
they make
frame.
Both, yeah.
Yeah.
So what am I missing? Did you get 2 Carcanos? Are those both yours?
No, one of them is for my friend. So I test
so
fire
one of them
both
is
of
yours.
them. Yep. But they have the same issue.
I'd blame the clip then.
That's what I'm thinking. And but either clips are really hard to lock in. But here's a historical anecdote. Brass clips were often issued during World War I. These are both interwar period guns, in the 30s. At the time, steel clips were issued in World War II. So I'm thinking maybe they're more designed for the steel clips because that's what they were producing at that time. So
they should be the same, but try them anyways. I mean, the fix on it would be you take the steel clip and you just
start filing it.
Dremel the top and the bottom of the notch on the clip itself.
Yeah, that probably would work, but we'll see. We'll wait for new clips. It's not like I'm be shooting these guns too much anyway.
Because it's here, I'm just gonna focus on myself here for a second. It's grabbing right there,
right? Hooks
from
right
the top
up,
to the bottom. So maybe you just need to file off from the top and the bottom to skinny it out, so it's not so tight in there.
Yeah, could be. But yeah, one of them already have like spreading feed lips, so all the bullets are pointing at this kind of angle and trying to feed. So that's not quite right. But yeah, clips are supposedly one-time use at the time when it's designed. So
they're a bit fragile. I end up putting one in the case and I bent it. Now it's completely fucked, and so I'll have to rely on my other ones.
That's unfortunate.
I could try to rebend it back in, but I don't really have the patience for how much
also, the accuracy for me is abominable. I don't have the targets here. I forgot about them, but you will be able to see them on Discord. 4-inch groups at 25 yards.
Maybe your gun needs the 268 bullets.
It's possible, but am I really gonna? Well, if I can source them cheaply.
I have some 268 bullets. Oh, should I make some 268 Carcano rounds for you for this weekend so you can take them home?
Oh God, no! Stop it! You already don't have time, and I'm probably not gonna shoot.
That's not a lot of time. I could just go into the garage. I can make like 5 of them, right? Or how much is in a clip? 6? I could make 6.
I'm thinking it's probably because my Mark 1 eyeballs degraded also. So those are not working very well. Actually, like I'm having problem focusing on the side blade.
Oh, hey. These ones are 268. See? 268. I knew I had some.
I can already see that they're going to still deliver terrible accuracy. But maybe we'll try that.
Try them out.
These guns recoil so hard for no good reason. I guess because they're really short. So
they're lightweight. They're very lightweight for the era.
And they have a steel butt plate. It's just the length of pull off them is just ridiculous.
But the steel butt plate isn't terrible.
Like here's
it's rounded. Like the Mosin Nagant is not rounded on the back.
It's like
so
flat.
It cuts into you. These are at least rounded on the back.
Well, I wouldn't say they're painful. I'm just saying they're really strong. And the laser pull for my arm is just...
They're short.
Kind of stupid.
They're very short length of pull.
In comparison, I do prefer the Enfield, but it's not great. I still need to trade you some Enfield parts and fix this thing. First, it has this gigantic cheek piece, which is in relation to the crazy.
Someone put a lot of work into that, Tony.
Yeah, sure. To the crazy front rail. So the bottom of the rail is kind of sharp. So when you're trying to load it, it's grating your finger a little bit, which is not fun. And it makes it a little bit harder to aim down the iron sights, where my presentation for the gun is actually quite low. Quite high. So half of the butt pad is actually not on my shoulder. So it's just not very comfy to shoot. But the accuracy was okay. I was able to get... Still not great, though. That's like 2 inches at 25. So that's still like 8 inches at 100. So my eyes are just not working very good.
Yeah, I think it... Yeah, that's
just what it is. The stock is not great. Other than that, runs pretty good. It's a lot smoother than a Carcano, so I guess being an Empire soldier is a little bit better. The recoil is okay, 0.3, which is surprising. I guess it is a heavier gun.
It should be more recoil than the Carcano.
Right, but it's just perceived it's not as much. The funny thing is, I have my buddy Richard out at the range as well with me. And he doesn't quite understand. Well, he's not that into guns, not that much of a gun guy, but he doesn't quite understand what clock on closing was. So for someone who is brand new to firearms, it might be a little interesting for them to use a clock on close guns, because like
It's hard.
Why is it not going into battery? It's just like this is the design of this thing, so it does that, but it's just from a common sense standpoint, as a not very firearm person, you might not know. So maybe run that experiment on your friends too.
I mean, I use them for Palacor's guns. Like most of my bolt guns are cock on close. The
Oh really?
Yeah, Enfield, and I have my Swedish Mausers. Those are cock on close, and I find that most people have feel no difference between that and a cock on open. Like I have an Axis, Savage Axis that was a course gun as well.
I think it's probably just a little more intuitive, but I did work and zero in my gun, so that's good. And I have got the replacement parts from Vortex Canada for the 6S Metafire. If it works for BOA, which I think it will, it's already kind of zeroed, which isn't really the zero for the sight, a little bit differently from the old screws, and it is reducing the wobble quite a bit. So my hypothesis is, because this was a demo model, and probably people are trying to quite a bit, and the default mount is the 193 lower third coincidence mount. It's probably not screwed. I don't think the store staff keep checking how tight the screws are. So it's probably in a semi-loose state while being flipped back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, causing the screws to kind of wear. And I guess in general, in the design terms, it's actually a good thing because they choose stronger metal alloy on the tube body itself comparing to the screws. So it's the screws that's wearing out instead of the tube. I did shoot this 0 to F50, and I did shoot it at steel at 100 and 200, and I found I found 6X to be pretty decent for me for a target shooting application. It would not be great for me if I'm shooting tiny little groups on paper, though, because
it'll be fine for you this weekend.
Yeah, it'll be. I think it will be great for me. I think it is the better decision. The correct decision for me to get was the 6X instead of the 3X. That's just a personal preference, though.
If you ever want to go hunting, the 6X will be better. I think for competition, the 3 would be fine. But I don't know your eyesight, right? So maybe the 6X is the correct way.
I don't find my eyesight. Well, after correction, my eyesight is normal for driving, but it's just I prefer to see things. I don't know. My brain says it's not as big as you should look at it, but I might load up some interesting ammo for this thing as my backup hunting gun this year too. So because I can. What else?
Okay, so are you going to do that?
I might.
You're going to have to find some coppers. You're going to want lightweight coppers.
P&D Enterprise in Edmonton have Hornady GMX for pretty cheap, so I might pick some up.
All right. Okay.
Yep. Oh, a lot of guns today. And since I was looking for my pistol ammo, I was like, haven't had these things in a while. Well, not like I need them for the weekend, but I was just looking at my Magpul 27 round sticks for my PCC, so that was a little sad. And last but not least, I got myself a drop and offset kit for my, well, here's your front cut, so that should fit the optics, no problem. But I got myself a Blade Tech drop and offset kit for their holsters. So I have a Blade Tech 1911 Wisreel holster. It'll probably position it more correct for a draw, so I don't have to like crank my elbow so hard. But it is a little different. It is a little interesting that it offsets it towards your leg. On the 1911, I'm not too concerned about it because I have control over the safety, but I just thought it was a little funny. Maybe flat would be better. Just thought. I could also, if I'm so inclined, adjust how it cans forward and backwards a little bit. Forwards is probably preferred.
I've tried that kind of stuff before, and I find like it
straight up
matter.
and down.
Whatever you get used to is really what you need, and make sure that when you come in that you crank those down so that gun doesn't come out of your holster, because you're going to be running around with your gun holstered and you don't want it popping out and DQing you.
So probably do some tests on Friday and see.
Yeah.
Running with a dry gun, running around the range.
Well, like the thing I like to do is put it in the holster in the belt and shake it up and down.
Oh, shake!
Who wants to jump up and down? No, just shake it.
You gotta exercise. Right? But yeah, I have this. I have Adriel's mag pouches, and I have a double AR mag pouch from Blade Tech as well. That will give me 40 rounds plus the 20 on the gun. 60 rounds. That's way more than you need, since I'm shooting one round per target. So
that gives you the ability, like if you accidentally blow a mag apart, which can happen with those every once in a while, you put a mag in and you accidentally pull out the coupler, it blows apart, right? But
why would that happen? What? It's crazy.
Let me show you. If you put it in and push forward accidentally or twist accidentally, you can rip them apart. You're muted.
Sorry, I have a pretty conscious thought on this particular gun to
carefully insert.
To rack back, do the reload, and push forward. So I'm not doing on bolt reloads.
Close.
Generally speaking, it depends. But so far, at least at the last rifle match we had at BTSA, that was more than a year ago. I didn't have a problem, but I also have a whole fleet of those magazines when they're on sale, so I should be all set.
Well, I mean, but by virtue of the fact you've got one in the gun, two on your belt, you have one extra mag that you don't actually need, probably two, and that's gonna give you backup if one of those, or if sometimes on these the rounds will stack up next to each other and then they get stuck in there. Dump that.
Oh, really?
Go to the next one. Like in a 3-gun match, there's all kinds of abuse you put your equipment through, right? So that's where it's nice having extras.
That's true. Always
like having 5 pistol mags on you instead of 3. The 3 might do it, but if you get one mag that's like, oh, I forgot to load that mag last time, or something happens, it's good to just dump it and grab another one, right? Not be stuck looking for ammo.
For sure. Well, going to the upcoming events.
It's all your gun stuff?
Pretty much.
A bunch of stuff. Okay, cool. Maple Seeds. There's a bunch of Ontario ones coming up. I guess there's that Rocky Rod and Gun Club one coming up on September 21st. That one's open now to the public.
Are you not doing that one?
I'm not doing that one. No. Steve from Calgary will be doing that one.
Whoa. Okay.
I don't have to do all the Alberta ones. We have 2 other shoot bosses here. They can do some too. And they do some too.
Were you the original shoot boss in Alberta?
Yes.
Okay.
But who cares? So there's 2 other guys who do a great job. And
on the first Maple Sea, I demanded Adriel and he was out hunting. I was so disappointed.
You'll get me in a different one. Actually, we got a couple new IITs. I'm really excited that down in Calgary and that kind of thing. And I was talking with some ranges in Calgary as well about getting down there. So
cool. Yeah. I don't think BTSA has heard anything, but if you need a contact, let me know.
I'll have to set some. I think next year I'm going to make a concerted effort to do more events in Calgary at BTSA and potentially CDTSA as well.
Cool. Have you never been? Maple Sea, I've never been.
Nope, never been to Milo.
Interesting.
Hey, maybe soon. September 13th in Ontario, there's 2 choices. If you're a lady, you can go to the lady seat at Blue Ridge Sports Women's Club, I guess, for that day. And then September 13th as well, you can go to the Smith Falls Fish and Game Club. September 20th and 21st, the weekend after, you've got Eganville. And then on the 21st, that'll be the Rocky Rod and Gun on Sunday. 27th, we've got 2 on that day. We've got EOSC, that one's sold out. Then we've got KGAC in Kananaskis, that one's coming soon. So they can ask us that September 27th. If we sell out on that one, we'll probably book another one for September 28th as well. September 28th, there's also going to be a Lady Seed at the Lone Butte Fish and Game. That's in BC. In Ontario, for the next 3 events, Precision Action Rimfire in Peterborough, Stittsville on October 18th and 19th. And then BC, October 26th at the Lone Butte Fish and Game. So lots more events coming up, except in Alberta because hunting season's coming soon. So we're busy doing that. HGG Firearms Training. My September 13th course is already booked out. It's already fully booked. September 14th, if you're looking for an RPAL, or if you know someone who needs their RPAL and want to borrow some handguns from you or something like that, send them to that. DCRA or a National Service Conditions Championship. That's happening for the first time at CFB Borden after a 6-year hiatus. That'll be September 5th to 10th. That's on dcra.ca.
I'm not too sure why I'm getting deja vu about it. I feel like I've heard that, like the after so many years of hiatus phrase on Slamfire before, like a long time ago.
Maybe 6 years ago, maybe. I don't know. 3-gun matches. The Chaz Battle of Alberta is this weekend, September 6th and 7th. I think there's still a couple spots left. So if you're like, I don't know if I'm going to go or not, you can still sign up. August 30th at Sherwood Park. And then, there's the team match. There's the team match in, where's my calendar?
Right?
In Peace River. And it's coming soon. And, Google's making me log in again. I don't know how quickly I can get this, but that one's coming up. And that's not the correct calendar. How about this one? There's the correct calendar. The team match is October 4th and 5th. It's going to be a good time. In the news, self-defense.
Yeah, a lot of things being talked about. A lot of home invasion in Ontario. Listeners, if you're in Ontario, I guess maybe enforce your front doors or something. I don't know.
You know what I think? I think they were always happening. And the news, it's just popular and to talk about, and people are fed up about it, and the news is just covering it more.
That's interesting, but like, how would the news agencies know?
Know what?
Like, know when it is a popular thing to talk about versus not?
By their analytics on their website, they put out a story about a home invasion. All of a sudden, it's got like a lot more hits. Oh, well, we got lots of. We'll just cover those more often.
That's a good digital marketing thing.
This is absolutely the way that newsrooms are run. They look at what kind of stories are getting clicks, and they run more of those stories. And I think that more recently, that case where that guy was confronted a burglar who had a crossbow and he stabbed him up. That one has kind of reignited this idea. Poilievre's talking about it. Ford is talking about it. I think it's just like in the popular conscious right now, this idea of self-defense. So as these stories are coming up, news outlets are more likely to cover it because it gets the clicks.
I still haven't heard our prime minister talk about it yet.
He won't
even talk about like anything about it. He wouldn't talk about it.
I don't think it's strategic to talk about it. I think
that's
like
fair.
For Poilievre, it's strategic to talk about it, but Carney's got bigger fish to fry right now. He's got to figure out how to make a budget that is an austerity budget that cuts as well as spends more, and it makes more bigger deficit.
Is he gonna buy the F-35s yet or not? Because I heard from
we need to spend more on we need to spend more on our defense spending, like NATO as a NATO requirement, and we don't really have the money, and our productivity sucks. So that's his cross to bear at this point. Targeted, you got a book? Is this a book review?
No. It's not a book review. You deleted this. I was
sorry. I saw some stuff and I didn't know what was new.
Yeah, our friendly in our gun privilege fight, Dr. Nora Schultz, who I think made multiple appearances on the SECU meetings as a panelist. What would you call him? One of the only pro-gun or not gun restricting doctors out there, and it looks like his. I thought he referred to this book before, but looks like it's finally published with the University of Toronto Press, which is a little surprising to me, and available for purchase if you want a ebook or paperback copy. It'll be cost you $35. Yeah, it's called
Neat.
Targeted Citizenship Advocacy and Gun Control in Canada.
And then the next bit here, I think we both know about this one. Utreon/player is toast.
I haven't really seen any official information on it, though. That's the funny thing.
Okay.
The
Go
two,
to the website.
they're having technical difficulties.
Uh-huh.
Well, I first got the news from In Range, where he did a YouTube post about it, and then
CN
Arsenal put a video. Well, it's more about their channel changes and updates, but they also talked about how Utreon's gone and encourages people to move to Patreon, Subscribestar, all the new platforms. So that's I still remember the days where Ian from Forgotten Weapons was like a big proponent of pushing people to that platform, and I still remember you have a reloading video that's exclusive to that platform that you don't have on YouTube. So
it's now gone.
Oh, did you not keep a copy at all?
Probably not. No, it's a reloading video. I can make another one. I reload all the time.
That's fair.
I've been meaning to put more reloading videos on YouTube. I should just do that. Anyways, yep. Player's toast. New gun stuff.
New gun stuff.
Lockhart Tactical K. Everyone's been talking about this. It's on Facebook. Everyone sent it to me. Lockhart Tactical is offering a service to turn your MRA Renegade/Maverick into a semi-automatic. Thoughts, Tony?
So a few things. Let me see, where did I put the thing?
Well, they posted that, and then a day later, Maple Ridge Armory put out a post saying, "Whoa, this is a bad idea. This gets rid of your
warranty." So there's
warranty.
the page on Lockhart. I think I'm 90% confident that they changed the wording about the RCMP Firearm Lab thing. At least they didn't have like a well-defined letter from them before, and I think the attitude was a little bit more firm to start, and they kind of backed off the gas a little bit. And of course, MRA came out on their Instagram was this statement basically. I don't know how I feel about it, because here's a Canadian creator, the Hunting Gear Guys video on the Renegade. I think this is a Gen 1 actually. It doesn't have the release, but to my how do I say lack of knowledge, that on the MRAs, the upper is actually the firearm, the lower is not. So
What difference does it make?
Does that make
if the government wants to ban it, they'll ban it.
That's fair.
Now, will this make the government more likely to ban it? That's the only question you should be asking yourself. It's legal. I believe it's legal, like converting it, but will it get you clapped? Will the Pony Police choose to ban this gun?
I want to know why no one have converted a Ross rifle to a Huat anymore.
A full auto or semi?
It's a full auto.
Well, that's your answer there, because
it's still a straight pull rifle, same serial number.
But if it's full auto, it's prohibited by definition. If it's if you converted a Ross rifle to semi-auto, so be it. But if you convert a Ross rifle to fully auto, it's now a prohibited firearm you've created. You've broken the law.
That's it. Well, here's my question though, because manufacturing firearms is no longer. Well, this is not really manufacturing either. This is really modifying.
Well, okay, so if you modified it, so be it. If a gun manufacturer modifies it as a service, are they remanufacturing it or are they modifying it? That's where the risk comes from, I think.
I'm not re-stamping a serial number on it.
You're
so I would
not.
consider. Yeah, I'm
But
saying the business is not.
Lockhart is a business that manufactures firearms. So MRA is right to say, whoa. Be careful with this. They're right to do that because this may be something that the RCMP say, well, actually, this is all speculation, by the way, guys. No one knows the true answer to this stuff, but the RCMP could say, oh, these are easily convertible. They're all banned now. You just need to pay a machinist $500 to like go in and do a bunch of wackadoodle stuff to your gun, and then now it becomes a prohibited gun, and therefore it's all prohibited. That's possible. Or it's possible that the government sees this and they're like, oh, looks like we have a leak. Looks like we have a way of people getting around our stuff. We're going to introduce a new bit of legislation, and you can't have those anymore. No more converted.
Well, yeah, they don't have a definition for converted semi-automatic yet. They do have. Converted automatic is really automatic to semi-automatic.
Well,
different issue.
Previous to the election, the Trudeau Liberals were talking about a change to classification, right? They were
right. Change the liberal simplified classification, the one you don't want.
Yeah, which could be like maybe they make some change to semi-automatic centerfire firearms, MagFed. Are now restricted or something like that. Like, who knows? This is all speculation on this stuff because we really don't know. MRA is right to be like, whoa, hey guys, don't do this. This might be stirring up a hornet's nest. When done professionally like this by a gun manufacturer, when done by like randos out there, like strictly by their law, it's not breaking the law right now.
That's my issue with it is the firearm program is not to be reasoned with. So they could say, I'm not surprised if they say either way, really. I found it a little funny that after Provost was elected, there hasn't been like a gigantic increase in appetite for banning more stuff.
I just say like that stuff would be coming. It's all strategic, right? Do they need to stoke up support right now?
Right now, yeah, exactly.
They don't need to stoke up support. They don't need to do anything. So why? Just wait. When their popularity goes down, then they can start doing some stuff to piss us off and hurt us. Anywho, it's
personally, this is a very odd thing because you pointed out it doesn't make a huge difference, but. Mm-hmm. I feel like if it's the lower that's the serialized part and I'm modifying the upper, personally, I feel better that way. I know it doesn't make a huge difference, but I'm not modifying the firearm. This is a big word game regardless. Yeah. Like I'm modifying this part, not the firearm, but a different part of the firearm.
Just consider that in the past, we had a shotgun that was both pump and semi. And they banned it. The Benelli M3.
Yeah, was that ever legal? I know the Spatz.
I mean, it would have been at some point, but they banned it. It was semi and pump, which is like an odd shotgun to ban because we have pump and semi.
We have shotguns. Just proper semi shotgun. Like, what's the diff?
I don't really know. But like you said, like you mentioned earlier, right? The firearms program is not to be reasoned with. It's not something that's like a logical thing. It's a political strategy construct. It's not a safety mechanism, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
We'll see how the situation develops, and I want to give a shout out to our listener Jim, who emailed us about this as well. We are already aware of it. It's spreading like wildfires throughout the Canadian gunosphere.
Yep. I got probably 6 texts about it the first time.
And that is funny.
And then when it changed over, when MRA had their counter letter, I got another 6 or 7 texts again, like right afterwards. You found the same gun I did. I was like,
well, yeah, Cabela's, right?
Yeah. So Cabela's has the Revell, their lever action 22 on sale today for $5.99, which is pretty close to a Henry H0001. in cost?
Yes, made in Canada, so rah elbows up. It's great. The main benefit of this gun is actually not shown on this page, which is really interesting.
Takedown?
It takes down and gives you access to the barrel area, so it'll be really easy to clean.
And pack and store.
I would not want to pack it with the two pieces of wood on it. No.
Maybe
just for me, it's just clean.
A special case that keeps them separate. It's always a risk around like those takedown guns, right?
That is awful. I do have another piece to show.
Okay. Pull it up.
Yeah, I'm trying. I don't know when, but CSE got more 1897 Nork trench guns.
Oh.
The drawback of them, first, is they're not made in America, so not very historically correct. Second is they don't have a bayonet lug. That's like the most important thing on this thing.
They're $525.
They're $525, but
for a Chinese.
The design of the whole thing is it's supposed to be a sword with a shotgun on it, not the other way around. I want my sword with my shotgun, not my shotgun with my sword. Backwards.
This is $525 for a toy. Like, okay, it's a shotgun.
Slam fire capable though. Slam fire radio.
A Mossberg Maverick is $300.
$300
and is more reliable and better than this. This is a toy that, like, it looks like
it doesn't slam fire. It doesn't.
I don't care. I know the name of the show is Slam Fire, but
also it doesn't smack you. This gun will smack you in the thumb, which is great.
All right. With that, why don't we get on to the main topic? And welcome to our main topic, Stanley from True North Arms. Welcome to the show, Stanley.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
So maybe just for our listeners, just let them know kind of what True North Arms is about and how you guys started.
All right. Well, we've been around since I think 2016. Kind of incorporated in 2017, and we were your go-to AR-15 guys. Every little part and piece and spring that you could want, that was us. And I guess the idea was I live in Southern Ontario, and I needed a spring or something, just one spring, right? And couldn't find it anywhere. So I had to buy a whole lower parts kit, which was like $70 or something. So I was like, well, forget this. So we started looking around, and if you see our old business cards, the back of the business card has a picture of like a little plastic, like almost like a fishing tackle container. And it's got maybe 20 little cells in it. And that was our entire inventory at some point. It was just this one little box of springs and pins and detents and stuff. Every little piece you need from a lower parts kit. And then people would just eventually ask for stuff like, hey, can you get me a magazine? Can you get me a handguard? Can you get me a this and that? And then one thing goes to the next. And now we've got, 1,500 or 1,600 SKUs on the shelf. And it started off in a tiny little garage, and then it went to a bigger garage, then a basement of a house, and then a bigger garage again. And now it's in its own dedicated building that's, 3,000 something square feet, and we're about to add a second floor to it. So we're growing.
Growing's good. Started off with AR stuff. Yeah, I remember buying a lot of parts off you guys just because, a lot of the little dinky stuff you couldn't really get anywhere else. A lot of places didn't cover it.
Yeah.
I like your phone number.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Yes. 556 AR-15, right? Yeah. Well, I guess I don't know if the new generation will get the reference to that, but who knows, right? The new generation of shooters, I guess, right? But it was pretty cool. So that was like our deal. And when the just before the first order in council came out in was it 2020? I guess May of 2020. We were like scrounging around, finding as many receivers as we possibly could just to sell, because everyone wanted an AR. Right? They knew something was coming up, but I don't know if anyone expected it to go prohibited or whatever. OIC ban. They thought it was going to be just like a grandfather thing or something like that, right? But, that was
If only it was a grandfathered thing.
Yeah. So that was our deal. So then we just kind of kept getting bigger, got into the Magpul stuff, started to do our own lines of handguards and things and all the little parts and pieces, and had good relationships with companies in China and Taiwan and, Canada and other places around the world, United States, Turkey, Israel, actually, all sorts of places all over the world. And we just buy all these pieces, bring them in, and stock them up on the shelf, right, and sell them, and have more and more options for everyone. Then once the ARs kind of went wayside, we kind of jumped in with both feet into the WK, and then had all the tried to do the same thing, right? All the little parts and pieces and spare parts and upgrades, et cetera, et cetera. And then
upper, lower, I think you guys had,
yeah, we had updated uppers with dust, basically with the Gen 3 WK. I don't know how many people have seen those, but it's kind of like we were leading towards that before they got there, I guess, right? So it has a dust cover, it has a shell deflector built into it, like a nice one, all that kind of stuff, right? The leveled Picatinny top, so it matches your handguard. You can use a standard handguard on it, all that kind of stuff, right? And then, that's kind of where we really got messing about with stuff and started making more custom things, and started growing the machine shop side of things. I think at the time we had just a little tiny lathe that we got from like Busy Bee Tools or something. It was like a hobby thing, and you could do half an hour, 45 minutes to do like a muzzle brake conversion, or like thread a barrel or something like that. And then I guess over the years we've got manual lathes, manual mills, CNC lathes, CNC mills, a couple of different types of lasers, like laser etchers, laser welders, all the different 3D printers, the FDMs, the SLA, SLS, all that stuff, right? So we can make pretty much anything we want relatively quickly, which is super useful for the R&D side of things, right? Trying to keep, I think that's kind of like where we're at now, is we just seem to sell, we're looking at the orders and stuff today of like the last couple months, just of what are people actually buying? And it was like shotgun parts, like lots of weird upgrades, little bits, like new handguard, new stock, extended mag tubes, new springs, followers, et cetera, et cetera. And still lots of Magpul stuff going out. And but mostly it's like sling attachment points, I think, that was going out. And then, of course, the Enola Gay smoke stuff is ever popular. And then there's still people buying on a regular basis AR parts and WK parts. So sure those are for museum collections only or something. I'm sure.
Well, I mean, a lot of that stuff works on like the Renegade straight pull, or that kind of thing. The LPC,
that's true, yeah.
For whoever has those. Even I mean, it's like when you talk about pistol grips and that kind of thing, there's all sorts of guns that take those. I have a 22 that takes those, or Picatinny stocks and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, like lots of chassis take like buffer tubes and stocks and grips and stuff. So yeah, there's lots of options to still use all that stuff, and it's still a really well developed platform. There's so many aftermarket companies making cool parts for it. So if you can kind of convert your firearm to use an AR pistol grip, AR buffer tube type thing, you can get a lot of modularity out of it, I guess, right? Really customize and make it yours.
What shotgun tubes do you guys carry, like magazine tube extensions?
Well, our shotguns, like the VR66 and stuff, they're mostly based off of the Benelli M2s. So we have all those parts under the VR66 line, and then we carry the full line of S&J hardware stuff. So S&J makes +1, +2, +3 for pretty much everything. And we try to keep all that stuff on the shelf at all times, supporting other Canadian companies and stuff. So and then there's another guy local to us-ish. He's in Guelph, Ontario. So that's 45 minutes to an hour northwest of Toronto. And he's making all these interesting 3D printed shotgun parts. So it's called 519 Firearms, and they do different grips and cool stuff there. Some SKS accessories and things. So
we had Womfat on yesterday, and he was talking about all the cool 3D printed stuff he has for PRS, like 22 PRS, and it's incredible. Like, just because the audience is small doesn't mean that a custom part can't be made, because the cost is the cost is just in design and that kind of thing. So it's really interesting how 3D printed parts are coming in and taking that role of small but still super, super useful stuff.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. The big cost of 3D printed stuff is just the design. Like you could, when we were doing the SKS Magwell adapter, I think we went through like 75 iterations of just various tweaks and changes and this and that, right? Trying to figure this out, figure that out. And it's pretty cool 3D printing it, because it's, just a couple bucks a piece for raw material, that is. And you can get one and try it out. Whereas if you're trying to make something out of aluminum or steel or whatever, it could take a lot of time, and you kind of have to watch the machines, have all the tools changed, blah blah blah, right? Where the 3D printers, yeah, it's just no tools. You just turn it on, go home, come in the morning, and there she is waiting for you.
Yeah, test it out, see if it works, see if it does what you want it to do.
Yeah, doesn't do it. Go back to Fusion, change a couple little things, send it again, right?
Yeah. Are you still selling a bunch of your faux suppressor brakes and that kind of thing? I know a couple of buddies of mine who have those, really like them.
Yeah, we still sell those. I think we launched a different type earlier this year called the Torpedo. It just has a slightly different look to it. I'm working on a modular version that's can kind of like the biggest customer feedback on the fake cans is always stuff like, hey, can you make me one that's, my standard one is 4 inches long or something, right? Can you make me one that's 3.5 inches? Can you make me one that's 2 3/4 inches? And like all these kind of subtle little changes. So it's not as easy to just, take something like that Torpedo you got on the screen there and lop something off, depending on where the threads are, right? You're going to screw up the positioning of the lasering or the thread position, or you're going to lose thing on the back, that kind of stuff, right? So it's not as easy as it sounds just to make something a little bit custom like that. Those things are made in, they're really good sellers. They sell, quite often. I think we make them at 200 at a time. So it's like to make like one special one for somebody, it's just kind of, you got to catch the production run, and it's kind of a pain in the ass, right?
I mean, you guys service the market already pretty well. You got like the forward style or the reverse style where it kind of like slides in over top the barrel to make the gun look a lot shorter than it actually is. I like that one, but I guess if you had a short gun, you might want the forward style one that makes it longer. Yeah,
or like the SKS, you've got like the front sight and the bayonet lug and stuff, so you can't put a reverse on an SKS really, unless you rip off a bunch of other stuff. So you just put a forward style, and then there's also a reverse with linear comp, so the threads are about 2/4 or 3/4 the way up from the backside, like the breech side, and so it has a linear comp built into it. Those are all steel, and there's the V2 we called it. So it's like your classic James Bond suppressor type look, right?
Yeah. Which one fits the SKS? I didn't know you guys had one of those.
You can. So in the machine shop, we've been making all sorts of interesting muzzle adapters and things. So we sell a tool that help you to locate a die on the muzzle of your SKS. So you can just thread it with 9/16 by 18, which is not the most common thread. But then you can get a thread adapter that go 9/16 by 18 to 5/8 24 or whatever you want. Then there you go. You got a fake can for your SKS, right? Or you can put a normal muzzle brake, whatever you want. Put a Surefire on there if you want, whatever. Precision armament.
Cool. Yeah, something to spit the flames.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, some will make things louder, some will make things quieter. Not really quieter, but it like directs the sound differently. So if you want to blow the glasses off the guy beside you, you can do that, or you can blast the guy downrange, whatever.
Yeah, the linears. Yeah, I have one of the linears over on the rack over there on one of my guns. Yeah. And I think one of the cooler things you guys are, and you were talking about 3D printing and that kind of thing, and you guys are making an SKS magwell. Yeah.
So basically what you got there is we looked at the one that High Cal made. There's one that I think Magwedge had a deal with some guy in the States. The guy in the States possibly made the first one. So it's been around for a number of years, and the SKS was kind of, I don't know, not as cool as other guns that were available, right? So no one really was interested in modding them that much. But now they are, right? So I was looking at the High Cal one, and I was like, man, this thing is kind of pricey. I could probably do better than this. So, sit down and do a bunch of figuring and drawing stuff and come up with this. So the big difference between these ones, they're both exactly the same model. It's just how they're printed. So one's an FDM, which is kind of like a hot glue gun that's just on steroids. It's just going around like crazy, spraying out a little stream of plastic. And the other one is a SLS, so select laser sintering. So it's kind of like a bed of powder, like nylon 12 powder, and then the lasers kind of melt together all the little particles, and they tend not to have layer lines, and they look more like an injection molded part.
Yeah,
there, right?
Yeah.
We've done that, and then we took advantage of the idea of doing additive manufacturing. So we put the little finger grip thing in the front and put a big flared magwell on the bottom. Because the other ones that were made of aluminum, they're kind of boxy and straight. Like I understand totally why they do it the way they do it. It's just the limitations of cost, really. You can get, we had it quoted out from another shop how much it would cost to make one of those exact ones you're just looking at there out of metal, and it was $1,000 a piece. So I'm like, okay, that seems a little bit pricey. So because there's so many weird geometries, there's no good spot to hold it, and it's just not fun, right? If you're trying to do something like this. So yeah, and this had its own challenges as well. Like the way the mag catch would normally spin on, you can't do that with a big flare on the bottom, right? So it has like a special mag catch arm and stuff. So we make the metal parts in house on the CNC mills, and then so they're all made. Everything there is made in Canada, right? Except for I guess the magazine catch button that's imported from overseas.
Yeah, what's the point in making one of those, right? So just buy a bunch of them.
Yeah, but everything else is done, and to get the nice writing on there, we use the lasers to depigment the plastic afterwards, so it gets you like really fine detail. Because if you use the if you 3D print and try to have like your logo or whatever on there, it's fine. You just
that's a lot of work, though.
Yeah, it adds a whole lot of time, and it kind of doesn't look so nice usually, and you can see little errors and things in it more. So, yeah, the laser, just rip it on. It takes like whatever 2-3 seconds, and it's done.
Looks good. Yeah.
So yeah,
what plastic are you guys using with the FDM one?
FDM ones are PLA Plus.
PLA Plus. Yeah,
so
that's pretty.
It's tough. It's good. It does its thing, and it just, you can see the layer lines, right? And so if you were to bang it, really hard in one direction, you could hit like the shear plane and break it off, possibly, right? I've never heard of one failing yet in the field. Then there's the SLS ones, and again, no one's ever made them fail. Except for one guy broke 4 of them. This is a subcontractor kind of guy. And so we found out he was hammering it into the gun. So he lost his job because we had a bunch of requests to sell them as like complete firearms, like get an SKS that has one of these in it and all the modifications done and everything to it.
Yep.
So we said, okay, sure, we can do this, but I'm spending my time developing other cool things that are, due to hit the market hopefully soon. We should have a big month in September, I think, right, for interesting SKS stuff coming out. So I was like, let's just let someone else do this installation work because it's not fun. It's not fun for me anyway. And he was like hammering them. So don't hammer it. It's plastic still. If you hit it with a hammer, hammer bad.
Yeah, exactly. Just taking a look at all the other stuff. Oh, it looks a couple springs and screws and that kind of thing for the magwell in there. Cool.
Yes. So we're selling every little individual part. So I always felt as a consumer, I guess, that it'd be annoying to buy something that's, relatively expensive and be like, oh man, I lost that one little thing, and where am I going to get a new one from? Right. And you try to call the company and you can't get through, or, whatever happens, it's so annoying. So now it's like, oh, there it is. Every little piece that's in those things is available individually, and you can kind of see the prices, right? So the FDM one is much cheaper technology to print with. So the most expensive parts in there is the mag catch, I believe, because it takes a lot of time to do really weird stuff, and you're hogging out a lot of metal on the machines, right?
Yeah, getting a lot of those stuff. And you guys have some stuff for the Alcor 223 as well, right?
Yep. So that came to about, I think it was Crusader released some sort of I saw it for sale at Bullseye in London. They had some sort of an adapter kit, so you could run like an interesting handguard on it and a folding stock. It's kind of like they had on the cryptos, like not the cryptos, I guess they're Crusader Arms Templar rifles, right? So we said, oh, let's figure this out, and so we ended up finding in the back, warehouse or whatever, a bunch of old Remington 870 stocks and stuff. So we made these adapters, and they kind of just works. So you just need it just has a slightly different angle, and you got to change a square of one size to a slightly different size. So that little adapter just goes in there, fills up the space behind the trigger guard on the Alcor, and then you can drop pretty much whatever Remington 870 stock.
Yeah, like that. The
Magpul one. Yeah, that's probably the most competitive.
Yeah,
orientated one, so to speak. Yeah.
Yep. And then, so the surplus one we have is, I think it's on there for like $100 or something. So it's a side folder. So you can have a side folder one on the Alcor, whatever. It's easy to do. And then some of our pages, this one doesn't seem to have it, but most of our website pages have like a YouTube video link. So you can see us, installing or playing with it. And like the SKS Magwell adapter.
The SKS one had one. Yeah.
So I've been spending a lot of time this year making YouTube videos, just trying to answer the questions, because the customer service side of the gun industry, I guess, is everyone has very different skill sets and very different experience levels, I guess, with firearms, right? So the questions always seem to kind of boil down to like the top. There's like 10 things that happen over and over and over again, right? So we just said, you know what, let's make a video and like just expand on this. And then, so we hired a videographer lady, and she comes in once a week, and we have a whiteboard on the wall here. So anyone who has a question that keeps coming up or whatever, we write it down, and I'll try to talk about it or talk through it on the YouTube videos. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like I think that SKS Magwell one there's like 2 or 3 additional videos that are like, okay, here's the next ones that are coming out, right? Or here's the issue from the last one and stuff. So yeah, there seems to be decent conversations happening in the comment section. And with this one here, there's a lot of Americans giving me, harassing me, saying, "Why would you wreck an SKS? It's like a collector's gun." Blah blah blah. If you want a detachable mag, just get an AK. And then just the Canadians come to the rescue and say, we can't have an AK. Blah blah blah.
There's a Bubba born every day. It's like, yeah, but you don't know how hard it is.
Yeah.
If you are going to send us AKs, we'll trade you our SKSs. I promise.
Yeah,
if you can keep them legal in this country, I promise.
Yep. So
yeah, I've got some old videos on SVT 40s and Mosin Nagants, and I talk about them being like $200 or $300 guns, and people are,
and people are like, where? But so we offer some services for like the hardest part of the this adapter is cutting the hardened steel in the receiver and the bolts. So I have some that I just kind of mill out in the milling machines, and then they've done all the hard stuff for you. You can do it with a Dremel, but it's not the most fun job in the world, we'll say. Whereas if you just modify your stock yourself, it's just you're either cutting wood or polymer, right? So it's nice and easy. You can use sandpaper to clean it up, go nice and slow, whatever, right? But cutting the metal, it's like you pretty much have to use a carbide cutter. You can get away with some like cobalt high-speed steel things, but they're not going to last very long, and you're going to get a million little slivers, and it's just not fun. So slam that thing into a milling machine, it just hogs out the middle in a few minutes, and then a bunch of deburring, and away you go, right?
I love carbide cutters for gunsmith stuff. They work so fast, and I'm not very patient, so I like taking a lot of steel off.
Yeah, that's always the challenge. And these things here, you're kind of stuck with small ones. I think we use like 6mm ones, or just under a 1/4 inch. And it's you can't push it that hard. But you can try, I guess, but you'll just kind of break it. High RPMs, that's the key, I guess.
Yeah. You guys got a bunch of neat patches too.
Yep. So that's just kind of like some swag stuff, and this just comes from, you see the guys at the range who are all wearing all their fancy gear and stuff, right? And they sometimes I'd see people around Southern Ontario with like empty Velcro patches. So I was like, why do you have an empty patch? Put something on there, right? And so here's some kind of funny ones. And if you were to read around the website, a lot of the product descriptions have kind of jokey or
they're pretty
less
funny.
Serious, funny comments and stuff, right? So this is just kind of continuing on with that idea, right? Like it's they're not the most serious patches, but they're interesting, right? And some of them are like the TNA ones in the top left. Those are like a rubber with like a Velcro back, and the other ones are just cloth, like our embroidered fabrics, I guess, right? With Velcro on the back,
like these ones, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure I got. I think I just have a bunch of your stickers. I think I have a whole bunch of TNA stickers on my door over here.
All right, we'll get you a T-shirt or something. We're looking into that now for more swag. The YouTube lady's like, we need more swag. So we're having issues with the website and integrating with like print-on-demand places. So literally today I picked up a bunch of sublimation printing stuff. So we're going to take our go next week at making T-shirts and stuff ourselves. So we can have all these funny, logos, sayings, and make whatever inappropriate shirts we want. And no one's going to stop us now.
Yeah. I guess what kind of stuff are you guys working on next that you can share on air?
So I guess I could share anything, but the problem is that I find if you share something, then you're gonna, next thing you know, everyone's asking like, oh, where's that thing? And you're like, that one didn't pan out, man, sorry, it wasn't doable, or it's not affordable. Like we made a pretty cool AFG type thing, like it was kind of like a direct M-lock Magpul type clone with a couple different features. But then we look at the manufacturing cost of it in Canada and everything else and getting the materials. Since we're not doing like a mass production injection molding type stuff, we're doing like 3D printing and it's got to look cool and this and that. Our cost ended up being more than the Magpul retail. So it's like, it's cool. I can tell you about it. We could do it, but it's a no-go because who's going to pay $50 for a $30 part or something, like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But what I'm planning to release this month for SKSs for sure is a bunch of consumables. So we've got new pistons coming and we got new springs because pistons, they seem like they're hard to come by, really, right? Don't really see them that often.
I never see them.
Yeah, and if you do, like we have an auction website as well, right? Where people will sometimes send us. I heard in one of your previous videos you had a whole box of just random parts that wasn't working out for you or whatever. So people will just mail us that, and we'll put it up for sale. We kind of like organize it and make it fit something interesting, right? And so in some of those things, we've seen SKS pistons with trigger groups or whatever go up, and they always have a lot of interest, we'll say, right? So, yeah, we're getting new SKS pistons made, springs. It's kind of like the Wolf Performance trigger spring kit, I believe. The enhanced firing pins. So there's some issues that, before the show, we were talking about interesting failure modes for firing pin related problems. And so with the SKS, some of them have like a return spring in the firing pin channel, some of them don't. And it's not as easy as just ramming a spring in the SKSs without the return spring because it's there's a slightly different geometry on the firing pin that's required. So we should have those firing pins coming out, those return springs, and all aluminum SKS chassis. So in some of our videos on the website, you can see them. So kind of long story short, backing up a bit. Years ago, there was Matador, and before that, there was Wartac, and before that, there was
Pierce was always trying to do something with SKS chassis as well. Yeah.
So Pierce's stuff is really cool. I met him at SHOT Show again last year, and we couldn't find his email again. So Pierce, if you're listening, email in, buddy. My name's in the bottom there, or my email address. But so Pierce's deal seemed pretty cool. It was like a chassis that would allow you to use an AR-15 style trigger, like drop-in cartridge trigger, so you can get a much better trigger weight and everything else.
I think I've heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe he was basically ready to go. He just needed like support to make it and stuff, right? So I'm kind of able to do that now if there's interest for it, of course, but market polls and all that stuff, depending on the price. But what we got now is it's similar to, it basically is the Wartac chassis that was never released. And then Matador worked on them for a while, Matador Arms, so they called them the Sabretooth. I think they were in conjunction with High Cal a couple of years. We're thinking back to like 2017 era now, or 2018. And so anyway, it's like a full drop-in chassis. You get like a Picatinny rail on the top, left and right bottom, and it has kind of a cool looking flared magwell thing that doesn't really work out. It looks like, having seen the drawings and stuff for it, it was designed to be a detachable magwell kind of thing, or like an integrated magwell for the SKS. It just kind of, it was done backwards and upside down kind of thing. So like where the mag catch arm is supposed to be, it's on the wrong side and on like the wrong end. So it's just, they got all mixed up. So they fixed them up, whatever. And then we sell them. So I ended up getting all of it, everything that's left from all those factory production runs. So like 400 or 500 chassis.
Oh, wow.
So those should be coming in, I believe, next week. And then we're going to start hitting them to the market. So the first ones that are going to go are going to be just using your regular OEM duckbill type things. Or I guess you could use those detachable mags like a Pro Mag or whatever, right? The duckbill mags. And there's that mod that some people do with the plastic polymer duckbill mags where they kind of cut off the duckbill and they kind of
put the block in there.
Do the block thing. So you could probably run those with those chassis. And then after that, there could be other ones coming out that'll feature more, cool ideas and more features. But those are the first ones coming out next week. So they're going to run a AR-15 buffer tube. So since you have an AR-15 buffer tube, you can run any stock you want on there, from a PRS to just a standard M4 style. And they also run the the AR grip on there too. So again, you got like a gajillion options through Magpul and Fab Defense, whoever you want, right? All sorts of options for different grips. So now you'll be able to take that SKS with a wooden stock that looks kind of old school, looks kind of classic military, and make it look into something that's like all metal and aluminum chassis with Picatinny rails and fancy adjustable telescopic stocks and sniper grips and scope on top and all that good stuff, right? So that's what's coming out in the near future. I think there's some other muzzle brakes and stuff too, but yeah, I guess.
When you were mentioning springs and that kind of thing for the SKS, like, yeah, you know what? The other platform that's impossible to find springs for right now is the M1 Garands. And there's a whole bunch of guys out there that have the like rebuilds where they've gotten the receiver and then they've built one up, or they've had that. There's that's actually a guy north of Edmonton that does that too, that builds a bunch of those M1 Garands. Be cool to get some more of those parts out there. Recoil springs, like consumables, right? Recoil springs, hammer springs, all that kind of stuff. Wolf would probably carry those.
Yeah, I think they do. We used to, before the tariffs and all the issues with exporting and importing and stuff, we used to have almost the full line of Wolf springs up here. It's just now it's just not feasible, right? Unless you want to pay, $80 for a AR hammer spring, which you probably don't, because you can buy it anywhere else for $250 or something, right? So it's not that bad, but it's just a serious pain in the butt. So it's there's so many questions, and I got to drive an hour and a half to the airport to clear customs and million questions, and they go and inspect it and all this stuff because it's evil gun parts and it's this, it's that, right? We better check it out. We better make sure that spring isn't gonna poke someone's eye out or something automatically. So
was it made from virgin spring material? Was it made from Canadian steel, or is that American steel in there?
Yeah, exactly, right. Or just I don't know. That's just the questions that you get from customs agents. I'm sure they're trying to do their job, and it's like, it's good. They got to do their jobs, but sometimes it's just frustrating because it's like, come on, man. Like, here's the paperwork. It says what it is. It's in a package. The package says what it is. I'm not trying to, cover your, pull the curtains over your eyes or whatever the expression is. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just want my stuff. Here's the invoice. It's on their website for like the same price. So I'm not trying to rip you off for a price or something. Like, it's just, this is legit. Let's do it. But it can be a pain in the butt. I saw, one of your previous videos was on ITAR exports. So all those springs are considered ITAR. I think they are anyway. They might be moving to EAR, but it's under ITAR. It's just a pain. Like, it's just not fun, right?
It's not a normal spring. It's a spring for our arm.
Yeah. Oh, and then you get all the minutiae, right? You can say, like, well, the AR-15 pistol grip screw is a dome head slotted screw that's a 1/4 thread that's 1 1/4 inches long. So that's also used in my stove, but it's also an evil weapon of mass destruction. And it's, 18 dolphins died because we talked about it right now and all these things, whatever.
When you attach it, it makes the firearm go forward automatic.
Yeah.
It turns a pistol into a assault rifle.
Yeah.
Fully semi-automatic.
Fully semi-automatic. And it's crazy. You get your clip mags, they're just dumping clip mags like you wouldn't believe, right? So you gotta watch those evil screws.
I watch them.
So let's try to think what else we got going on. There's lots of stuff right now. We're upgrading our machine shop. We're changing out our mill. So we have an older CNC mill, and we're getting a new one in a couple of weeks. I think it's coming in, where it'll have fourth axis now. So we'll have the abilities to make some more cool stuff. And then coming down the pipeline with that should be more like muzzle brakes and stuff. Because, like, again, a lot of muzzle brakes coming from the States, they're pricey because of, tariffs or ITAR or this or that or, whatever other issue you have to deal with. Where you can just, like, let's just make it here. Like, it's not.
Or the brand. It's just pricey because of the brand. It's a $300 muzzle brake that realistically should be 70, 80.
Yeah, like,
yeah,
exactly, right. It's just we see that with some of the Surefire stuff. Like, the Surefire stuff's great. You're gonna hate me for saying this, but it's like I'm looking at some of these things, and you're like, you can see how they make it. Even like they didn't even bother like cleaning up the machining marks and stuff, right? Like a glass bead blast before they blued it or whatever, right? It's just like this is mass produced, and they skimped out on stuff, and it's still $250 or something, right?
Yeah, those are the money makers for them.
Yeah, so we can. Yeah, we're gonna hopefully do stuff like that, and
yeah, that's cool because a lot of the attachments in the US, like there'll be a muzzle brake, and it's also an attachment for a suppressor. And we don't really need those here. We need the muzzle brakes. We need the linear comps. We need the stuff that, there's so many of our guns that are from the States. They have that threaded muzzle, and yet we don't have an appropriate thing to put on them over here.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, Tony's got one right there.
That thing made me go fully semi-automatic just looking at it. That was crazy. I guess on the topic of muzzles, so what I'm noticing trend-wise is since the latest gun bans in January or February of 2025, there's been more like CZ guns and European stuff, right? You see Odell's got the Bagheera stuff, and we got Tika, you got Howa, all these different things that are not from North America. So they've got different muzzle threads, right? Like we're kind of standardized on the half 28 thread for your 5.56 calibers, and pretty much the 5.8 24 for anything that's 30 caliber, right?
But that's not metric.
Yeah, right. What's the metric of those? So, and even if you did, so you go buy yourself a fancy CZ, whatever, right? And you can't find a muzzle or a break. And then sometimes people would ask me to say, hey, I'll buy this fancy Surefire thing that's infinitely hard because it's ready for a suppressor mount and all this stuff. And I just want you to change the threads, and metric to imperial conversions isn't always the easiest thing. So someone would be like, yeah, you got like a 5.8, just put like an M14 thread on it or something. You're like, well, you kind of can't do it, man. Like it's going the wrong way.
I remember most of the AK stuff even spins the other way around. So you got to wipe it out and then recut it. That's not worth the machine time. Jeez.
But you'd have to add more materials. You have to wipe it out, weld it up, wipe it out, refinish it, and then thread it or whatever, right? So I just started on my CNC lathe. I set up a cool little gang thing, and so I can just kind of bang out muzzle thread adapters. So that's kind of what I've been doing the last couple of months. So we got, 20 different sizes now. So it's kind of all those standard things. And you can convert whatever weird muzzle size to half 28 or 5.8 or whatever else. So even for the SKS, you're saying the Soviet stuff, the commie stuff should be M14 by 1 left would be the most common muzzle break size, right? Threads, which is seriously pain in the ass. I spent a lot of time messing around with nuts and bolts and stuff because I'm, just a redneck playing with tractors and bulldozers and whatever I'm doing, right? And just to figure out a left-hand thread, it's just some sort of a brain, mush situation.
Not tidy?
Yeah, righty, not tidy, lefty, loosey. Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just, so I'm like, nope, we're not doing this. This righty, tidy, lefty, loosey. So, I figured out the average SKS barrel diameter is perfect for 9/16 threads. So it's here's a little adapter thing you can stick in the bore of your SKS so you can run a die just on the end of your muzzle and thread it, and then put a thread adapter on it. Then you can basically you're just putting a die and tapping it yourself. And the hardest part of that is just to make sure your die doesn't go sideways or something, because some of those SKS barrels can be pretty soft. So if you just if you get the die on a weird angle, it'll just cut. It doesn't care. So you'll end up with threads that are really, really bit in, dug in hard on one side, and the other side is not even scratching it. So
you'll impact baffles.
Yeah, a little bit of a baffle strike issue, right? It's dangling off the end. But so just all sorts of cool stuff like that.
My high point impacts the baffles.
Yeah,
because it's cut
wrong.
About that. That's from the factory too.
Oh,
did you ever get that fixed before the ban?
No.
Well, you're never going to get it fixed now.
No,
but that actually happens, I think, a fair amount. I had I guess you're still allowed to have handguns, but it's a Smith & Wesson Performance Center 22 something or other, and it had with a muzzle brake on it, right? And it was awesome. I would just shoot this thing like crazy, right? And I ended up putting a I forget what it was a copy of, but it was we call it the Knights of the Round Table on this thing. Anyway, after 200 or 300 shells, I started getting really bad keyholes in my targets. I'm like, what is going on? This thing worked flawlessly for the last 6 boxes or whatever, right? What's going on? So I look inside the muzzle brake and it's just full of lead. Because the 22s aren't jacketed, right? It's just making a terrible mess. So clean it all out. And it was actually baffle striking on lead buildup.
Yep.
So it was kind of surprising, I guess, really.
Yeah, if you guys ever get into making muzzle brakes for 22s, make sure they're generous. Yeah, they will start to do that pretty quickly. I know I've got a couple 22s that have bird cages on them and that kind of thing. I have to twist them off every once in a while and clean the junk out of there.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the hard thing about the muzzle brake. Like, it seems, at least around here, the average customer is getting older, I think, in terms of age. Like the number of young blood or whatever coming into the sport is it's not as much as it should be, right? So we're getting guys who are like in their 70s and they're like, hey, I really love moose hunting with my son, grandson, whatever. And I just can't shoulder a 300 Win Mag anymore because that's what he chooses to use. But he's got this issue, that issue, and he wants a muzzle brake put on it, right? So if you put something that's super generous on there, super easy, you can do it, right? Put a bird cage on there, right? It's got a 1/2-inch hole through the middle, fantastic. But it's not going to do anything. So you have to have it like as close as possible. But then once you get, there's like some diminishing return. Like once you get so close to the bore size, there's like seems like there's like almost like compressed air issues, like how it's touching off the muzzle of a brake and device, and so it can move your projectile in different directions and stuff. It's usually consistent though. But,
yeah, cool.
Yeah. What are you guys doing out there? Like, what's the average shooter like?
It's all over the place. So I'm going to go to the 3-gun match this weekend, and it's all over the place. There's guys shooting M1 Garands, guys shooting SKSs. Lots of people going to 22 for their rifle. They'll get like the raced out 22s, like the SBIs or the Delasks. But I guess Delask is going out, so no more Delasks after that. But they're typically running the tough 22 mags. I run a 5.97 conversion, but I've got like the really old 5.97 mags, which actually run.
Yeah.
So I'm running that in mine. The guys are running like A22s and all sorts of other nonsense. For the shotgun, that hasn't changed at all. And for the handgun, for those who have it, they run it. And for those who don't, they run a division where you aren't required to run a handgun. But it's definitely getting slim pickings on the 3-gun side of things in terms of what you can use that's actually fun. Like a World War II rifle is kind of fun to shoot, but at the same time, it's like that's a $2,500 rifle to run, right? It's kind of expensive to feed as well. So
yeah, buck around or something, right?
Yeah, I've got some Nork that I bought a while back for 70 cents or 60 cents a round. So, but that's just because I've been around for long enough. Someone getting into the sport, I think they'd be looking at an A22 or maybe a Troy PAR or something like that, right, Tony? That's what he's running for 3-gun.
Yeah. For my major sport, IPSC, it's kind of a little bit different. After they banned everything except the homesteader, at this point, PCC as a sport basically died. It's either a lot of us who is trying to get into IPSC where we don't have a handgun, that's why we picked the PCC route, or there are some pistol guys who are kind of dipping into the sport. So all the pistol guys went back into pistols. Fortunately, it looks like mini rifle is starting to gain a little bit of momentum in Alberta, at least. So we're seeing more matches. I think the first sanctioned official mini rifle match just happened in Fort Mac not too long ago. So so we'll probably see a little bit more raced out 1022s. I see a few TM22s on the line as well. So there will be a few interesting 22s out there for sure.
Yeah, we got an adapter. I made it. I forget why we didn't sell it. There was some small reason why we didn't sell it, but it's for the TM22, so you can put like a sling mount right at the stock. So it's coming out because I just don't remember. I think I needed a different. I wanted to try all the different options because you've got the RIA Rock Island Imports version, you've got the Canuck version, the Dira version themselves, all these different things, right? So I want to make sure it works in all of them or none of them.
There's the Cadet and there's the standard version as well, the cheaper ones. There's a bunch out there. That might not be a bad little market to get into either, because there's not really much out there for the TM22. There's that Alex's mod guy who's got the upper receiver and a couple of other things. And I don't know for the rest of it. It would help sell some pistol grips and that kind of thing as well.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
What were you saying about Delask? I didn't hear anything about them. So you said they're not going to make guns anymore? Or?
I thought I heard on CGN that they were shutting down soon.
Well, we had kind of a gentleman's agreement from way back when we started making barrels, I guess. We started making barrels when we were doing the PS90 non-restricted conversions.
Uh-huh.
And we just made some 22 barrels and then had a gentleman's agreement with Glask that we wouldn't touch 22s and he wouldn't touch PS90s. So, but I guess if he's, disappear, then I can, maybe I'll call him up, see what he says. Yeah.
It's fun. Like there's a lot of people getting into it, and it's like the ammo's cheap, the guns themselves are low recoil and fun for target practice. Disappointing to shoot compared to an AR, but at the same time, this is where we're at.
Yeah,
You ever try to function though?
Really?
Not a fan. Yeah. Well,
say again.
Depends.
What weren't you?
Lots of malfunctions.
Yeah, lots of malfunctions. That's what 22s. There's like no way around it. My AR would be like good for, I don't know, my mean time between failures is like 1,000 rounds, and my 22 is like maybe 100.
Yeah,
but you just have to get used to it. You have to get good at it.
You ever try a full auto 22?
I have. Let me think about that.
I have not. No, I haven't tried anything full auto. I don't think.
I shot a bunch of stuff full auto, but not a full auto 22. No.
Yeah, well, if you're in the States or wherever, you could probably try to find something, but they're reminiscent of those old like carnival games where they have like a BB gun, full auto BB gun, and you got to shoot the star out of the paper.
Yeah,
it just has like no recoil at all, and you just see the paper, kind of just disappearing, vaporizing in front of you. It's hilarious. And the casing, you still hear the little casing click and clack and stuff. But
I shot a bunch of suppressed stuff in the States, and the suppressed 22s with subsonic ammo. It's like all you hear is the firing pin being hit, the bolt click clacking back and forth.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
It's good when the firing pin's the loudest part of the gun. Right?
Yeah. Cool. Well, anything else you wanted to mention, Stanley?
No, really, man. I kind of got my list here. Let's see, SKS stuff. Yeah, I talked about that.
Smoke grenades.
Well, I guess we could talk about the VR66.
Yeah.
So that's a shotgun that we we worked with a company in Turkey called Radical Firearms. They're bigger in the States than they are in Canada. I don't know if they're in Canada at all, to be honest. But we kind of work with them to help develop this thing. So it started life as a kind of like in Turkey, I guess it started its life as an original Benelli M2 that was imported by Beretta, I think, into the United States market. Mm-hmm. So it has some different features right off the hop. Like you can easily ghost load it, and it's got the 2-part mag catch or cartridge catch latch thing into the mag tube. And we worked on how to modify it to be kind of faster. So we did a bunch of cutouts on the bottom. So there's an old video of me somewhere on the internet, literally loading this thing, like double up loading it, wearing oven mitts to show like you can wear any gloves and you can do it. Mm-hmm. So it's all those performance mods are kind of done, right? You got the lightweight bolt. So it goes a little bit faster. You can change the spring in the back for the inertia stuff. Oversized controls and everything else, right? External chokes. And then recently we launched there were some requests for 20 gauge version. So we got a 20 gauge version now.
Yeah.
And
that one here, semi-auto nickel carrier.
Yep. I think only one person's bought it though. So it's a big flop. But
well, maybe if I didn't even know this is a thing, like for people who have youth that they want to shoot 3-gun or IPSC shotgun, that would be it, because 20 gauges will have less recoil. How's the weight compared to the 12 gauge? Is it less?
No, it's probably exactly the same. It's basically all the same parts. It's just got a slightly smaller barrel, right?
Well, it should save a little bit of weight on the barrel.
A little bit, but it's so thin, right?
Even if it doesn't save any weight, it'll save on recoil then. Because normally a lot of 20 gauges will be lighter, quite a bit lighter than the 12 gauge version. But if it is, the recoil is the same. But a gun that's about the same weight, but is in 20 gauge, should be a little bit lighter on recoil, which would be kind of nice.
Yeah. So that video you can see there, we go through all the differences between the bare bones, which is people ask for like just an unmodified, unmolested version, and then there's the max, the light. The light's a 20 gauge. The max is kind of like a hybrid. It's evolved into basically an M4, performance M4 at this point. So it's got all the cutouts and everything else. It's got the piston system redundant, so the double pistons and the inertia system, all the same oversized features and stuff.
Cool.
But Yeah, it's pretty cool. So last time we had we got a skid of Max's just came in the other day, so they're going to go up for sale probably this weekend or early next week.
Mhm.
We just got to do our little tweaks to them, and we do an inspection in Canada. So like that seemed to be the biggest complaint that I heard or read online and talked to people and stuff about Turkish shotguns is that you buy this thing and it jams, it doesn't cycle, it's
Doesn't work out of
dirty.
the box.
Yeah, something's wrong, right?
Yeah.
So we kind of go through them all by hand, and anything that's slightly problematic, we'll fix it. And if it gets all scuffed up, it goes to the auction. If it doesn't, then it goes to the shelf, right, for general sale. And so yeah, it takes some time to do all that stuff, right? But
Exactly. Yeah. Not
yeah,
some
so
pie to go with
simple.
miners and old fuds.
Yep. Oh yeah, the old fud's good. I'm a friend with the old fuds at the local gun clubs down here. I took I think it was a bare bones that I took to a trap shoot one time. So it's got an 18.6-inch barrel. It's evil. It's black. It's fully semi-automatic in every respect of the word, and just terrifying to the old fuds with their break actions, right? And so then they said, you can't shoot that, blah, blah, blah. It's got a too short of a barrel, this, that, and the other. So I came back, and on the shelf, there was a Savage 110, like slug gun, bolt action slug gun.
Oh,
So
God.
I made a 48-inch barrel for it. And then I ended up having to run a 6-inch adapter for the forcing cone. So I ended up with a 54-inch barrel, and took that back and said, how's this looking, right? And naturally I put was another shotgun we have called the Invictus. There's every company who imports Turkish shotguns has it. So it's kind of like a spring assist pump, but it runs a detachable box mag or a drum.
Mhm.
So I put a 20-round drum on the bottom of my bolt action gun with a 50-something inch barrel and went to the line, and you should have seen. It was fantastic. Smiling.
You don't
right
even
now.
need to shoot. You just hit them with the barrel. It's so
Yeah,
long.
basically at that point. The weird thing is that the standard velocity shells they slow down so much before they leave the barrel that every shot sounds like a squib load. So it's like you're on the line and it's just like bang, 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 and then I go to shoot. It's like just like a fart in the wind kind of thing. It's like, oh no, did it go off? But then the bird broke really nice or something, right? So I'm like, oh okay, it seems to work. It just doesn't make any sound the same because the barrel's so freaking long, right? But it's on my to-do list to build some like ridiculously long gun, like one of those what are they called, like poker card shoot guns that's got like a 50-inch barrel or 60-inch barrel and all these like super super tight chokes and stuff, and go to something like the provincials or the just to see what happens, right?
Just to stir things up and rustle their jannies.
Yeah.
Well, Stanley, it'll be we're having a great time. We're closing in on 52 minutes here. I want to make sure you got some time to yourself tonight. Thanks for coming on. How can people find your stuff? How can people YouTube channel? I think you mentioned website.
Yeah, so we're at mailing lists. If you want to join that, there's promos and stuff. Websites www.truenortharms.com. We're on Gun Nuts as True North Arms. I think we're on Reddit. We got Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. YouTube is the handle is just at True North Arms. Or I guess you can click any of those videos that are on the website, and you can probably get to the rest of the stuff right on YouTube. But yeah, I think we record about 4 YouTube videos a week, and I think we publish 2.
Wow! So
it's yeah, there's always something coming out, and there's lots of weird stuff in reserves in case go on vacation to SHOT Show or something, right?
Cool.
And
we'll make sure to link to all that stuff. Yeah, thanks again for coming on, and hope you have a great rest of your night.
Yeah, you too, man. Thanks so much. Take care.
Thanks.
Thank you, Stanley.
Thanks again to Stanley for coming on and telling us all about what's going on with True North Arms. Getting into listener feedback. Oh, did you check the emails?
I did.
Okay.
Somehow I thought I was slacking, and I pulled up the email, and there was 2 emails today, but none of them were to be read, so we'll skip that part.
Mm-hmm.
And we have YouTube comments. 2 comments from Eddie, very on time. Kyle, it would be interesting to find out once you have used them if an ARD helps to reduce more glare in conjunction with a sunshade. For hunting in BC now, we can pick up or get, this is a separate topic, get a species license in the mail. It is plastic card that gets notched out when filled. We do not attach it to the game. Interesting. I would prefer that. I don't understand how the whole attaching it onto the game thing helps anything. And the second comment from Eddie, congratulations, Matt and Team Canada. Matt mentioned his rifle shoots lights out. I'm curious and hope he can comment to clarify that. For example, average 5-round group at 50 yards and 100 yards. I think I can likely ask if we can get a response from Matt for you, Eddie. So, what was the thing? Oh yeah, I need to figure out how I'm gonna attach the tag to my game if I need to release it to you.
What? You're not going to release any game to me. If you shoot a deer, you're taking that shit home. I am not taking your deer.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What am I gonna do with all the meat and stuff?
Make some jerky.
God. I'll hand it off to Thomas then. Good. There's a dog. But yeah, I can give it to the dog. You wouldn't mind.
He'll take it, yeah, but release to me, hey? That seems like a waste. Anyways, that's something to worry about in November.
November. You should hunt earlier. I saw the season.
I can't. They're all the weekends are booked.
Okay.
I can show you my calendar after this.
Sure.
Facebook. Yeah, we got one of those. Discord, Patreon. Yeah, we got those things too. Cabela's. I'll do that at the end of fall.
No more player now. Oops.
No more player. If you'd like to email the show, send an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Shoutouts, Tony.
I'll give a shout out to listener Kevin at Sunbury Combat Club for sending us an email. He was the kind person that provided the Atika rifle for the National Range Day there, and listener Jim for giving us a heads up on the news from Lockhart Tactical and MRA. I'll also give a shout out to Daryl at Vortex Canada. They didn't have to express me the screws, but they did, so I'll get to use a more stable magnifier during the match. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference, but it is nice to know I have replacement screws.
Cool. For myself, the Maple Seed instructors, thanks for a great year. I felt really well taken care of this year. I don't think I have had any solos. Did I have any solos? I don't think I did.
Whoa.
Last year I had a bunch, and the year before I had a bunch. This year I didn't have any solos. I had professional instructors with me the whole time. I felt really well taken care of.
When is Kelly going to come back on? We need to compare the scores and send sandwiches.
Oh, that's going to be in November, though, because...
Ontario still have... Is Winter Sea happening for Alberta?
No, because November I'm hunting, and December, no. Just short answer, no.
Come on.
If I do... here's what's going to happen. If I do an event, and it's that cold, you know what's going to happen? My students will freeze, and they won't be able to survive the day.
Sounds great. That's the Canadian experience you want.
Hey, I mean, I would do it, but I have gear that allows me to shoot at that temperature. Most people don't.
Nah, just a raw do it. It's fine. Jump into the ice pool, come out with your frozen rifle.
Well, I have a couple of the winter seed patches, so maybe we could run one of those. That'd be kind of fun. Finally, join our Discord server. So Discord's kind of like online chat and that kind of thing. We've got a server where we talk about stuff we're doing in guns and that kind of thing. We post photos and updates and all that kind of stuff. Watch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and join
not the player.
Join the CCFR, and we'll see you next week.
Good night, Kelly.
So if you have any comments or questions for the show, please send an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Now go grab a gun and shoot something.
When the talking is over, it's time to get a gun.